spotlight is on Gauteng's difficulty in placing pupils. Teachers Union SADTU claims Western Cape parents are in for a rude awakening next week as their kids return to the classroom. The union believes parents will discover that many of their children won't find a place in schools. In fact, it claims this is the worst affected province in the country. Let's cross to our reporter Ronald Masinda now for more details. Ronald, SADTU warning that next week things will be dire for parents. What's the reality though on the ground? Do we have any idea of the stats of the pupils who are yet to be placed in the Western Cape?
Well, as of late last year, Tafuma, we are hearing a report that the Western Cape Education Department had received around 32,000 late applications to place learners. Around 3,000 grade 8s were struggling in December to find placement, with around 600 of those learners in grade 6 also struggling. And one of the hotspot areas is areas such as Mfuleni, Kailicha, and where you are in Mitchell's Plain. We are in Beacon Hill High School, and we are joined by the acting principal, Ms. Militia Benjamin, to tell us more about the challenges. Militia, thank you so much for your time. I mean, we are expecting quite a lot of tension next week. Tell us more, what are some of your challenges?
Good morning. One of the greatest challenges that we will be facing next week is that we do have people that didn't apply in advance or that discovered recently that they have to apply for grade 8 grade 8 for the year 2022. However, we have accommodated other people from other schools that didn't apply because our circuit manager contacted the school principals asking them to help out with the learners that was in place December, and then we took in additional 40 grade 8 learners. And then besides the grade 8 learners, there are other learners from grade 9 to grade 11 that was also looking for place. So we also made provision for them. The only learners that we didn't accept at our school was learners that will be starting grade 12 at our school, because we don't know the child and there's going to be a lot of challenges. So we, besides grade 8s that we are taking in, we also take in grade 9 to grade 11 learners.
Last year, a number of your learners also dropped out for various reasons, others due to pregnancy. Are you going to accept those learners?
The learners that dropped out, especially the grade 12 learners, we had 3 grade 12 learners that dropped out due to pregnancy. Out of those 3 learners, 2 will be returning this year. I know the one has already re-registered. I'm just waiting on the other one to come. She phoned me during the holiday to find out if it's still okay, so I said yes. And then also what we're trying to do at our school this year, we are trying to have like a night school for all our dropout learners. So someone in Tafelsig approached me, so I must just work on get the right of way from the SGP so that they can start here in January also with night school for the dropout.
Parents and guardians are expected to pay in and around 1,700 Rand annually, and a lot of them are struggling to make ends meet. How are you going to accommodate those parents or guardians?
At Beacon Hill, we have this principle or philosophy that if you can't afford to pay your school fees, we do encourage most of our parents to go get an affidavit for those that are unemployed or those that are struggling to pay the school fees. Then also we encourage the parents to submit their SASSA forms, because with the SASSA forms we exempt all our learners. So it's something that we've been working on at our school, and a lot of parents are complying. We constantly remind them that you need to go fetch your SASSA form. So at the end of the year, we do have a re-registration. On re-registration, those parents that can't afford to pay school fees, they will then submit the SASSA form or the SASSA letter, and the others that are not recipients. So what happens with SASSA, if a child is 18, SASSA informs you in advance that you won't be getting SASSA anymore. So for those parents, we encourage them to get an affidavit stating that they can't pay the school fees, and then what we do exempt them as well.
Ms. Benjamin, just in closing, this year you are expecting a bit of an increase in terms of the intake of learners at your school. You're expecting around 1,300, if I stand to be corrected, with only 36 teachers. Now, should things return back to normal, schools operating full capacity, can you accommodate these learners?
Yeah, what we do at our school is we've got SGB posts, we've got one SGB teacher, so the WCED teachers, we've got 34 and 2 will be joining, so it's 36. Then one SGB teacher, and then later in the year, if we do go back to normal, we have budgeted, we made provision for SGB teachers as well.
Ms. Benjamin, thank you so much indeed for your time. That was Militia Benjamin. She is the acting principal here at Beacon Hill High School. We will be continuing this conversation, also speaking to some parents who are struggling to find placement for their children.